Wow, you did your homework.
I did.
Well said. Exactly what you just said. We have found that, actually what we say is this will be being an empowered human being. That means being happy, fulfilled, in control of your life, the whole works, will be both the most difficult thing you've ever done and the easiest thing you've ever done. The most difficult thing is because in order for it to happen, these principles have to become habits. They have to become a part of who you are. Creating habits, replacing habits, you can't do it alone. That's why self-help doesn't work. You need tremendous support for an ongoing period of time. But once you've got it, and it's a habit, then it's the easiest thing you've ever done because it just happens. Seriously, and they look at their life, and I say, happiness isn't having what you want. It's wanting what you have. That's an epiphany.
Okay.
Now, somebody who really gets it will go, oh my gosh, my whole life I've been trying to get more to create my happiness. It's not, I will never be happy until the moment I say it doesn't matter what's out there. Until I can say what I have right now, this cup makes me happy. What is it in the movie
exactly
The Jerk with Steve Martin in The Jerk, you know, and at the end, all I want is this paddle ball game. That's all I need. Well, if that's really all you need to be happy,
Hey.
You're the luckiest person alive.
Absolutely.
So that's really where you'll generate that, is kind of in the movie with Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt, As Good as It Gets.
Yes, I loved that.
And remember there's at one point where they're all in the waiting room, the patients, and he stops and he looks at these depressed people and he says, you know, let me ask you, what if this, have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what if this really is as good as it gets? And they're all totally depressed. Well, we go a step further and say, wait a minute. That's like the secret to happiness. See, we're always looking around the corner. Look around the corner, you know, well, if I can get the bigger house, oh no, that bigger house wasn't enough, you scream. Okay, once we get the kids, oh my gosh, the kids, what was I thinking? You scream, and you go around the corner, and every time you go around a corner, you find another corner until finally your whole life becomes running in circles and screaming.
Tell us your life, Mark.
Good luck. Okay. In 30 seconds or less, this wasn't a whim. I was brought up on principles of empowerment. My mother was teaching me versions of quantum physics since I was 5. I was reading books like Psycho-Cybernetics and Think and Grow Rich by the time I was 12. And as every, but I kept needing more because it wasn't sticking. So as every addict must do to support their habit, I became a pusher, a motivational speaker. And so at 22, I was out there promoting or speaking and motivating others, but it still wasn't lasting. And I stepped out and said, until I can find a way to make this last forever, transform a person's life permanently, I'll do something else. At which point I said, well, I'll use all this empowerment to create a new career. And so I decided the most exciting thing I could do would be to be a filmmaker. And so I started directing and producing at around 22 years old. And you'd mentioned earlier something about my Emmys. It turned out in every case, I kept going back to making a difference, to empowering others. So I was creating programming that would empower others. Those are always the ones that won the Emmys because they were coming from my soul. And I said, I've got to get back to this. Yeah. I finally nailed it, figured out how to transform a life permanently, how to create those habits, and dropped everything. And for the last 7 years, that's what I've been working on, was creating this program and this course, which has led me to here.